Hello, welcome to Natasha Makes. It is that time of the month again when we have our fabulous subscription. Only it's not really a subscription anymore unless you've already subscribed, because we're not taking any new subscribers, but you can buy the bundle as is.
You certainly can.
You can. Gemma's in the corner. Good morning, Gemma.
Hey.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
Excellent. I'm Natasha, by the way, of Natasha Makes, in case this is the first time you are tuning in and going, what's going on here then? Well, we make stuff. Hence,
we do.
Natasha Makes. Oh, I don't leave a clothes rack. That was from another show, Gem. I just realised, just leaving stuff all over the shop. So, what do we have for you today? It is the pinks. We are all in the pink today. And the make that I've got for you is something a little bit different. We've done all kinds of things, haven't we, with our...
every month we have a bundle, and there's 8 planes of fat quarter loveliness.
So,
in the stunning ombre.
Jane has done in the past. She did that gorgeous arrow quilt, didn't she, last time? She did. Absolutely gorgeous. But not everybody quilts. So it's my turn to do something a little smaller scale for you, with maybe just a little snippet, a little offcut of what you might have. So this is my EPP quilt. So for those of you that want a little bit of hand stitching, not too much, or actually none at all, because you can machine stitch it all, and I'll show you both, then this is the way.
Oh, you're a good un, Tash.
I know.
You're a good un.
Right?
Optional hand stitching.
Optional hand stitching.
Music to some of our ladies' ears.
For those that love it, great. For those that don't, also great. So that's what we're making today. I've done it so that it's sort of ombres round.
Oh, nice.
I know, right?
Mirror ombre.
Mirror ombre.
Oh.
Yeah, just remind me when I come to put it together.
Yeah. Oh, a Charlotte's in the destructions and everything.
It is in the destructions. It certainly is. Now, I have also gone through anything that resembled any kind of pink.
Nice.
And I've got it on the shelves.
That goes with.
What I did was I took my little strip of ombre. Loveliness.
Oh, you made an extra.
And I whacked it up against all the different fabrics and went, oh, has that got any of the colours in? Yes, it has. Oh, good, I'm using it then.
Nice.
So we've got these on the show, and they are very prominent on today's show page. So that's natashamakes.com, and Gemma has ordered them and made them all beautiful.
Live. Yeah.
So that when you watch live and you click on watch live, if you scroll down, scrolly, do they have to click on show all? They might.
View
you
all.
might.
Yes, view all, because otherwise you'll only see the certain, first
like
however many.
3 or 4 things.
No, sometimes it's however many rows, but you're still missing out. Unless you click view all, you won't see everything.
Oh,
we don't like to miss out. No.
That might be that deal. So let me show you, first of all, for those of you who are subscribing, this is on its way to you.
Yes.
As soon as we have received your monies in the bank, then we shall pop it in the post to you. And do you know what else I noticed? Oh, anybody that is a subscriber will get theirs beautifully labelled as well. If you are not a subscriber, can we go overhead, please?
We most certainly can.
If you are not a subscriber, then you will get the fabrics instead. If you are just buying the bundle today, it will come as a fat quarter. If you would like it as a half metre, just buy 2 and we'll cut it as a continuous length. We're very good like that, and we do that. You have got blush, you have got light pink, you have got fuchsia, you have got bright pink, you have got pomegranate, you have got sangria, you have got red, that one, and you have got pink. I don't think they are in the right order. I didn't know. I was reading this and then going around going, no.
I started in the middle. I can see
that's the pink. Yeah. Then that's...
No, the pink's next to that one, and that was
red.
The fuchsia you had your finger on.
Anyway.
Yes.
Within those, that's why yours is going to be labelled.
Yes.
So that you know which one is which. I was just reading them out, assuming, stupidly, that they were in the right order.
On the left is your red.
Yeah, that's your red.
Then your sangria. Then your pomegranate. Then your fuchsia. And that one in the middle is your pink.
That's your pink.
Yeah, that's your pink.
Fuchsia pink. There we go.
Yeah.
Do you know what I was walking through the warehouse noticing today?
Oh, then
we've got the butterflies.
Flutterbuys.
Well, I couldn't help but notice, Gemma, they look really quite sweet with the pink.
They do.
So I said to Gemma, do you think that we can remember when we pack these up, look at that, to pop a packet of these into any of the subscribers? So if you're a subscriber, you're going to get a free little packet of, they are heat transfer embroidered butterflies, just for a bit of fun, because the colours go.
They look so lovely together.
Don't they? They're on the website if you want to buy them anyway. But if you subscribe, it's just a little something from us to you. Now.
Thank you.
Now. I have used on this I'm going to do a little bit and then stop, and then a little bit more. All right. What I would really not suggest doing is cutting your finger on a knife in the kitchen sink just before you've got to do a lot of hand stitching.
Ouchies.
That's a really bad idea. Really bad. Don't do that.
Not
Don't do that. However, I did, so that's all good. Right. With this kit, with the Ombre Epp kit here, what we've put together for you is a kit whereby you get the squares and you get a sew-line glue pen. And if you want to have that with the instructions, you can do that, because that kind of makes sense. All right. Or if you just want the instructions by themselves, well then do that. Just do that. And you can cut your own square.
Always options.
And do that as normal paper piece. But we have Hexiforms. These are 1-inch squares. These are our Hexiforms. They are fluffy on one side and solid on the other. Not solid, but non-fluffy. Woven, that's the word. You want to place it fluffy side down on your square, and you're going to do this with all your squares. I've cut 1.5 inch squares for all of these, 2 from each colour. So that can just be a tiny little bit
Nice.
off the end of your fat quarter, just a little scrap. And I'm going to just put a little bit of my sew-line glue pen on there. Oh, I've got 2 together there. There you go. See, I did cut 2 of each colour. Look at me. And then turn it 90 degrees, a little bit more. And again, just on the edge of that white bit, fold it over on the white bit. And again, not too much. The sew-line glue pen is rather fabulous because it's designed for EPP.
I love this.
It goes on as a colour. I've got a pink one in there, ironically for today. But it goes on and as a colour, so you can see where you put it, and then dries clear. It doesn't stain your fabrics, doesn't mark your fabrics. It's all good for your fabrics, which we love very, 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 very much. And so there you have your squares, and you'll have all of those. And then when it comes to actually sewing them together, you will have little dog ears. That's fine. You can trim them off if you want and get your little...
or they'll disappear in your seam.
But they're going to go in your seam, so really don't worry about it. So what I would suggest, if you want a lovely pink thread... Ooh, look, I've got them here. It's kind of a pinkly purpley one.
Nice.
We've got those. And that is your Metler thread. So we've got those for sale individually, and that's what I've EPP'd with. You're never going to have one that's going to work on all of them. So unless you want to change them, then, you know. I am using, because I always get asked, what needle are you using? Today I'm using the Hemline Gold hand quilting needles. They're little, they're easy. They skip to and fro. And that is all rather fabulous. So they're what I'm using for my EPP, along with my sew-line glue pen.
Lovely.
Lovely jubbly.
And Hexiforms are lovely to work with as well.
They're really nice because you don't have to take them out. So it's not like normal EPP where you have to take the paper out afterwards and wrestle and take that out. This works as a form of interfacing effectively. Or if you're using it as a quilt, then some people don't even bother putting a wadding in between. They just back it and away they go.
It's got form.
It has Hexiform.
It's got form.
Yes.
Hexiform. And actually that's a good point, because Hexi, you're thinking, hang on, that's a square.
Well,
come in all shapes,
yeah, they
don't
They do. And have a look on the website, because they do have all
diamonds
kinds
and all
of
sorts.
shapes.
And I've tagged them all in today's collection.
Oh, well done,
Well,
you.
yeah, well done me.
So I'm going to put this now right sides together, and you will just keep doing this. Okay. And if you want to, get yourself a little quilter's clip to hold it in place.
Love
and then you are just going to, it's going to look really awkward because, like I say, I managed to cut my finger on, it does hurt.
You always do this, and it's on the time, only on the time when we're going to have some really close-up.
Do you know what it is?
Imagery going on. If you're, you know,
I
normal
bought
day,
some lovely sharp knives.
Oh.
And I put it in, but they've got a wooden handle.
Oh.
And it was in, I put it in the washing up bottle and just caught the very edge of it. Which went straight in.
Ouchies.
Now, as I am sewing, so let's go on a little close up, shall we?
Yeah.
See if we can see. I am just catching that top thread. I am not going really deep. I'm not going into the Hexiform if I can help it. Okay, so I'm just catching that thread. And that is all I'm doing. And you'll just make your way. Now, how tight you want to make these is fine. It doesn't matter if you see a little bit of the thread. And even with competition EPP, they do say that it's okay to actually see some of your stitches.
Yeah, there you go. And that's part of the beauty of it, isn't it? Is
then you know.
The seeing. I made my mum a bag, and I mean, you know me, it's tiny stitching, and they're quite hidden, but you can see them if you look closely. And she just says, I look at it, and there's love in every stitch. And there really is, because there's many hours I spent. It was a big old bag.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I showed you how you could have machined it.
Not my mum. She's tiny.
She is tiny.
She's definitely not a big old bag. But the bag I made is a big old bag.
There's nothing big about it.
Do you know, I bought my mother-in-law a fabulous bag the one year.
There you go, and just tie it off.
And it said, take an old bag shopping.
Amazing.
So she's got that, and she loves it. And wherever she goes, people come up and say, where'd you get that from? And then I got her another one that just said, lovely old bag. So when she goes shopping, she's got her shopping in her lovely old bag and her take an old bag shopping bag.
Perfect. That is your ombre. That's it.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
That's, you know, and it is as simple as that. So now let's have a look at this against the fabrics.
You know,
and by the way, you get loads of these. You get 100 of these, and you're only using 16.
Wow.
Just saying, you could make a whole pouch just out of little squares.
Amazing.
EPP together.
Beautiful. I love it. But, you know, you don't have to hand sew this together either.
No.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
No, and I'm going to show you how in just one moment.
Ah, you're so good.
So bear with. Like I said, it's a sort of a show, almost a show in two parts. Right, let me show you these. Let's go on an overhead for this. So this is our Japanese chrysanthemums in magenta,
isn't it?
Yeah.
One of my faves, that.
So I'm just going to pop that on there, and all I'll do is just pop that pouch along there, and you can see for yourself which colours it picks up.
Yeah.
And just grab yourself a ½ metre.
Beautiful.
And then you see you'll line it in one of your planes. So that's all good. Next one up is Millie Fury, but is it mauve? I want to say it's mauve. No, it's pink.
Pink.
But look at that.
Yeah.
Love it.
Beautiful.
This is the one that I did my sample in.
That would look great with the previous fabric as well. In fact, a lot of these would mix and match nicely
Of course they would. Of course they would. So that's how that's going to sit. And this is your Japanese chrysanthemum pink.
These capes are doing rather well for you, aren't they? Look.
Oh, I know. Look at this.
This made to be.
Look at that. Perfect. 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 That is your amaryllis in red. So if you're typing
always
these
makes me laugh. Where's the red?
Well,
it's the one fabric where we go, now you've really got to look to find some red on that one, Kate.
You've really got to,
what
haven't
have you done?
What's going on, King of Colour? King O' Colour. What is occurring? What is occurring?
A colourway, just to confuse and make people reconsider.
Well, I mean, that's why I'm not taking anything for granted, Gemma, here at all. In my knowledge of the colourways. I might know the names, but I certainly wouldn't ever take for granted the colourways. Look at that.
This
Isn't
is
that
a new
pretty?
one.
This is out of the latest collection. This is Pinwheels, and this is Pinwheels in...
Quite blind?
No, it's been covered up with
Tiny
a sticker.
print. Oh, no.
Spring, I think.
Spring. Oh, nice.
Maybe. Spr. Anyway. Spr. Jem will know. She'll have tagged it.
Ah, it'll be there. It'll be there with the others.
Here you go. Look at that.
Oh, no, this is a beautiful new meadow, isn't it?
It is meadow. And it is meadow in pastel. Yeah, it's spring. Spring. And look at that. That's just beautiful, isn't it? And you'll have enough. If you've got a ½ metre, I mean, you can get away with a fat quarter if you've got fat quarters at home. But with a metre... with a ½ metre even, you get to fussy cut it. Now this, look how different this is. But how gorgeous that goes. This is Jungle Paisley. I haven't got very much. You can see I really haven't got very much of this.
These have been incredibly popular.
Yeah, Jungle Paisley in rust. Look at that. How scrumptious is that?
Different, totally different again.
Totally different look, isn't it? Totally different look. But that is why, and again, this one, isn't that gorgeous? And that's your meadow in red.
Just shows,
But
doesn't it?
how beautiful is that?
Versatile an ombre of plains can be.
Yeah.
Really versatile.
Just gorgeous. We decided to do the ombre of plains because so many of you asked if we did a colour chart for the nearly 100 or so colours that we carry. And no is the answer. We don't have time to do that. But we thought the next best thing is that you can create your own.
Yes.
So that's why we've stuck the stickers on for anyone who subscribes so that you will know. Anybody else, we can tell you which ones are which. But you won't get the stickers because that's only just a subscription thing. This is Pinwheels in red. And again, bringing up all those colours. So this is just going to be, you might have, this is like a little sample bit, isn't it?
Yes.
And it might be that, you know, you've got bigger ideas for these fabrics that you're getting because, you know, 8 fat quarter, you've got 2 meters of plains coming your way.
Phenomenal, isn't it, eh?
It's fabulous.
We love it.
Right, let's
Look
take a
at
little look at this one then, because I think that if you fussy cut, that you can really have some fun with this. Be gorgeous. And this is Flora in Antique.
Now Flora's a new one as well.
Ah, now again, we've not got much of the jungle paisley here, but look at that. How beautiful is that? So this is your jungle paisley in contrast. Yeah, it always tends to be contrast if you put some black in there.
Yes.
Are these the hellebores? I want to say they're the hellebores.
Oh, I do too.
Hellebores, yes, in natural.
Lovely.
My mum's best friend's husband, when they were both alive, they're both passed now, sadly. But he was quite big in the hellebore world. Did you know there was one, Jem?
No.
Nope, there is. This is cactus flower in red. Look at that. Oh, Gemini,
I'm a
it's just
fan of
perfect.
a cactus flower.
But
Real
look at
fan.
that with that. Look at that. Look. Just amazing.
Stunning.
And then, I can't believe we've got any of this left, but this was the first one that I pulled and went, oh, yes!
You had that moment, did you?
I did. I felt smug. This is embroidered shawl in magenta.
Oh, it's a lovely one, this.
Ooh. Yeah.
Now, Jane's a bit of a fan of the old embroidered shawls.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then, well, who wouldn't be?
What you
quite
got next? What you
frankly.
got next?
What have I got next? Animal.
I can see it.
It's a bit of an animal.
Fair animal.
Oh, that was the Pepperami ad, wasn't it?
Yes.
It's a bit of an animal. Which actually, when you stop to think of it, it's quite revolting.
Awful.
Horrible advert.
Awful. I made that observation of when you think of it in a literal sense. Not nice.
There we go. And yet true. Freddie loves a Pepperami.
Not nice.
There we go. That works really nicely as well, I think.
Really beautifully.
Beautiful. If you want a little bit of fun there. What about this one? Whee!
Sorry, what was that? Whee?
Yeah.
Was it?
This is House Leaks, which again, I don't think is the best name, if I'm honest. Red.
There's
but
gotta
then
be
that's
there's
probably
got
because my
to
boiler
be-
has broken twice
Oh, yes.
in the last month.
There's got to be a story behind house leeks, as in that plant, succulent, whatever it is.
Don't
Perhaps
know.
they're known as house leeks. Perhaps that's like a
I don't
slang
know.
term for a succulent.
I don't know.
We need to ask
But
Philip.
there, I'll
Philip will
ask.
know.
I'll
Philip
ask.
clearly
I'll
will
ask.
know because he's named it that.
Well, I know because this one is Dorothy after his mum.
Oh, I didn't know it was after his mum. That's
Yeah.
lovely.
This is Dorothy after his mum.
that
I just
Dorothy?
think that looks beautiful.
Which colourway is that?
This
Natural.
is the yeah, natural.
Oh, you see.
So
Lovely.
yeah, so his mum used to drive ambulances, you know.
Oh,
has
what
swept
a
her.
phenomenal lady.
She's swept a BOMB off Charing Cross Hospital's roof in its time.
Wowzers.
I know, what a woman. The very least she deserves is a fabric named after her. There we go. Can we get that little change of screen, Jen?
We can indeed.
So, they are now there, and they're going to be back being cut for you
They are.
tomorrow.
Yes.
Hooray.
Yes.
For whichever
So-
order you wish.
Your boots.
Yes.
And enjoy
And
the beauteousness that is.
do.
In the full knowledge that they'll go with your plains bundle.
Oh, they really will.
Because Tasha's taken the time. To
I have
find the
taken
ones.
time.
It's good, isn't it? It's good, that.
I love my job. Not
I
gonna
mean, you've
lie.
made a lovely strip of plains at the moment. Beautiful.
Would you like a little bit
but
more?
you need 2 of those.
I do. Now,
And
in
then
the instructions,
Just some other bits.
you get Now I've sort of done a little, here's one I did earlier.
Oh, Blue Peter.
Just one side.
Well done. Well done you.
Hold it there.
Lovely. That's not one we've got on the thing.
I know, because I was demoing it, so I didn't bother putting it on the...
Oh, well,
this
there
is
you go. It's Regal
Fans.
Isn't it?
Yes.
You kept that one shyly to yourself.
I know.
Don't you worry, everybody. I'm making sure that you get that one as well. Hey?
Now, I have used a little bit of hang on. Oh, there it is. Sneakily on the back of that. All of your cutting instructions are in your instructions, because I did it a few days ago, I can't actually remember. So, it's really helpful,
you've been asleep since then.
I have slept, possibly eaten since then.
Oh, possibly eaten. I mean,
you are going to you're going to cut your interfacing slightly smaller. Now, I've used H630, I think, on this one. Slightly thinner. You can use H640. I probably just had H630 to hand, to be honest. Yeah, but it doesn't really make that much difference. Just that it has slightly less volume, so it's just your seam's just going to turn over nicely. If you just want to use a medium weight interfacing, do that.
But you quite like, say, fusible volume fleece, which H630
like a little bit
and
of
H640 are, and body, and floof.
I do like a nice body.
You do like a nice bit of body in your hands. Anyway, we digress. Can't behave, can we, for 5 minutes? For 5 minutes. Sorry, everyone.
Sorry,
Not sorry.
Sorry, I was distracted. What we are going to do, you see, look, it's just 1/4 of an inch smaller, top and bottom. And then I'm going to flip that over and fuse it. Gemma?
That's the one.
That's the one.
Excellent.
It's not an elephant moment, for those of you that saw the other show.
No, and if you missed that show, we had probably a record number of messages saying that they'd laughed so hard they needed a tenner lady.
Or spat out their tea.
Including the chaps. Or had spat out their tea.
Sorry.
So that show was the pre-recorded show on...
I did it right at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah,
right at the end.
Thing.
When
Monday,
we had...
I want to say 19th.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Tuesday.
No, it was Tuesday because it was going to be Monday.
Yes.
And then the Queen died, so we couldn't do that.
Funeral. So it was the Tuesday the 20th.
And
so for those of you who missed it, you need a good giggle. Oh, gosh. An hour-long show it was. Just an hour.
Do you know what? Yeah,
hey,
sometimes we do
little short ones. Was that the last time that your Ryan made the noise? When it sounded like an elephant. Is that the last time it was actually
sound like
steaming?
An elephant, and it's not steaming. It's not steamed since.
Hey. It made a lot of noise.
It's given up the ghost.
Sounding like an elephant.
Let me show you this, because your little piece is going to go in the middle there.
Do you know that
over the head, please, Gemma?
Great, it do.
Lovely, isn't it?
It do.
So that's going to go in there like that, right? But I'm going to EPP it, should you wish, right? So I need something to EPP it onto. So I'm going to just fold over that end. Now, you can just put, and this time I would put your glue pen actually on the fabric.
Yes.
Because on the fluff, forget
Trying to glue onto the floof is not the thing.
Gluing floof is no good. So, just, and then what I would tend to do is just try and make that edge straight. Obviously it would have helped if I'd, fused that straight. Yeah. You can do all these things.
You'll do it properly though, because you won't be busy.
I'm just going to get the edge of my iron.
And trying to do it under camera. Yeah,
Gabbing?
It's not the same, is it? When you're doing stuff under camera.
Like it or not, yeah. So I would, and just make sure that you actually fuse that on straight. That's going to really help. And then fold that over when you've got a little bit of glue on there. Dink, dink.
And they wonder why we describe ourselves as Blue Peter for adults.
We do.
Bit of glue on here, bit of glue on there. Delivery drivers mainly, they get quite confused.
They do. They do ask what we do.
What do you do then?
What do you bake?
What
Nothing.
Do you bake?
We don't make. No, we don't make.
What do you make?
Please don't put the edge of your iron actually onto the interfacing, because it will melt it. So if you want to have that kind of dexterity, or if you don't have this kind of dexterity to do it onto that, then pop your Teflon ironing sheet on top would be my idea for you. Now, here's the thing, right? In order to ombre this, you need them going in different directions. Okay, so that's going to the light that side, so I'm going to do it in different directions there, because when I put them right sides together, I want them to be like that. I've got a thread. So now I said to you,
I mean, some people might not be bothered, but
no.
Tish wanted this colours to match on the seams.
I did. If you are going to EPP and hand stitch this, flip, and I would just hold that end in place there with your clip and just hand stitch your way along there, and you can, you know, you can do that very, very easily.
This is a nice in front of the telly job.
But if you don't want to EPP, hand stitch any of this, Gemlala, this is what you're going to do. You're going to take it to your machine.
Oh, that'd be requiring a close-up, I feel.
I know, right? You are going to abut the seams next to each other.
You've been waiting for the reason to say abut the seams.
Abut
you feel
the
all
seams.
proper and, you know.
Did it sound like I know what I'm doing?
Oh, I think so.
Does it?
You got away with it.
Amazing. Yeah. Just don't draw any attention to it. Right? I would put this on a zigzag. I would make that zigzag 1.8 wide.
Ooh.
And
Nice.
1.2 long.
Okay, good.
But have a little play.
You might have a
whatever
different
you
preference.
feel, you know, you might have a different preference. And then just feed it through. And that seam you want to have going through the middle of your foot.
With your needle set in the central position.
Well, no, it's the needle isn't set to the centre because it's zigzag.
Yes, got you.
So
No,
it's
but I mean,
going
as
to go
in-
either side
Yeah, yeah.
of that centre.
Got you.
Yeah?
Of course, because with your zigzag, you don't have the whole lefty, righty, righty, lefty
You don't?
thing.
No?
So used to checking where the needle is.
I
'cause
know,
how
I
many
know, I
times on a
know.
show do we go, rubbish, the needle's in the wrong place, we forgot to adjust.
Yeah, we're at 5/8
Ignore
rather than
me,
a quarter.
I'm talking rubbish.
It's all right, Jem. That's why I'm
Oh,
demoing
I
today,
really,
darling.
you know, exactly. Well, good, just do with a good sleep, I feel. And I'm a little bit dazzled by Jane's very beautiful quilt in the background from
Well,
last
yeah,
Wednesday's
didn't
show.
she do so well with that?
I love a sashiko technique.
Me too.
Oh,
Do you know what? You know where I haven't quite got that straight. You can kind of fiddle it a little bit.
well, that's the beautiful thing, isn't it? When you can just give it a little tweak and it
And
comes
also,
together.
because it's kind of handmade, I don't think it's really going to matter. Whee! And then I'm going to go down the other side. But you can see, look, that stitching's quite neat, isn't it?
Beautiful. Hey, you're not a bad old stick, really.
Occasionally.
You're doing an all right job, you.
I have
Just
my
saying.
moments, Jem. I have my moments.
You do.
It's not all the time.
And I mean, this goes through the Hexiform, no bother.
Oh, like a dream.
And it's not
Absolute
just
dream.
because you've got a fabulous super duper dookie, although, let's be honest, anything you throw at the dookie, it just doesn't seem to be cross ever.
No.
But we've done this on other machines. We've had other people do this on other machines. Those are Hexiforms.
We know, yeah. The thing
Lovely.
is that the Hexiforms are made to work with hand stitching or to work with your machines.
Lovely.
And I've made,
So-
gosh, I've made bags out of these Hexiforms. Gemma's
Yes.
made bags. I've machined
Yes.
bags. I've hand stitched bags. I've been using Hexiforms for years, and I really, really love them. And it's not just because I'm lazy and can't bother to take the paper out. Slightly because I'm lazy and can't bother to take the paper out. But it's
No,
not
it's
just
finished.
that reason.
the finish.
If I'm all,
Yeah, no.
if I'm honest. And then we're just going to put it together like a normal pouch.
Ah,
That is it.
Just everybody. Just
Now,
don't worry. Her instructions don't
I
say
have,
that. They're a
I
bit more
have,
detailed.
I have. I have to just give you a little heads up. Like if I'd have bothered to pin that, then it might have been a little bit straighter. But I've calculated this on sort of the average. It depends how tightly you have EPP'd and folded. There might be, like here, I've got a tiny little bit. I'm just going to get rid of that. Not even worry about it, just to straighten everything up, okay? Because everybody sews slightly different. If you've really tightly stitched or whatever,
Yes.
it's all okay. Now, I've got my lining fabrics here. And again, they were just one of my planes. You can see it's got a clip mark there, it's been clipped. I do like I do like a bit of wash away quilters.
Oh, yes.
I do. Now, was this just an end of a zip, or did I actually, oh look, I actually measured it. Amazing. Do take a look online, because we do have, this one is cream or beige with a rose gold.
Lovely.
Beautiful, right? Because I just wanted to pick up that pink. You know, if we're going pink, we're going pink everywhere. And that is the rose gold tags. The tags don't come with it. This is a zip on it. This is a continuous roll.
Yes.
So you buy however much of that, and then however many zip pulls you think you are going to need.
You do, and you can, you know, pop back, get other zip pulls, you know, all of that.
Now, what I can't find is my demo.
Oh, on a box.
On a
Your
box.
pizza box.
I've been looking for it, and it's in a Hochanda box somewhere. But basically, it's very nice. I'm just going to go on a wide gem, and I've got one stuck to my desk here.
Gem. Here we go.
I've got one stuck on the desk here that we always catch our cardigans on.
Yeah, I've ripped a hole in many a white company item that I treated myself to. It's never the cheap stuff that catches on there.
And do you know what? I can't get it off either.
So what I'm going to say to everybody is, if you're going to mount yours on a unit, just make sure it's not somewhere you're going to catch your clothes. I've put mine on a unit, but I've got worktop that protrudes out and over the top of it, so you don't catch it on your clothes. You know, just don't do attach.
But it just if you get our zip tool, it comes with full instructions, but it just makes putting the zip in that easy and quick.
Yes.
You will have seen me demo this
super duper fabulous, isn't it?
Multiple times, and then we're just going to put it together like we would a normal pouch. So I'm going to run a little bit of quilter's tape.
And this just helps with the insertion of the zip, doesn't it? It's just a little, you know, helpful little friend.
If you, this quilter's tape, this particular batch that we've got, it's got a bit of stick, but if you want it to have a really good adhere, then just apply a little bit of heat, and then it really adheres. So you've kind of got a light tack or a really good adhere on it, should you wish. And I'm just going to attach my my outer piece face down, so it's right sides together with the zip, and then we're going to flip it.
Look at that.
And then we're going to run another line of tape on there, and then your lining fabric. If you have decided and gone, oh, actually, do you know, I think that the Millie Fury in pink would look really lovely as a lining instead, just make sure...
you're right.
I mean, yeah, right. Then just make sure that your pattern is right sides together with that. Okay. And it was always the sandwich. It was always the zip sandwich that used to scare me. Yeah. And then the fact that I'd have to pin it and stuff. So now I'm not scared anymore.
When you do pin, it kind of rucks up the zip a little bit, doesn't it? And makes the stitching of it that
it's a
little
right
bit more
old
difficult.
faff.
And also, I wasn't sure which my zip foot was. I wasn't sure, you know, it sounds more complicated than it is.
And it's really not complicated.
It's really not complicated.
So now we're going to take this to our machine. We've put on, I did very, very quickly. Put on a little
zip foot.
Zipper foot. Yes. Oh, go to the correct stitch, and also make sure it's not your 1/4 of an inch, because at that point with this machine you would break your needle.
I mean, that would be dreadful.
Ask me how I know. You can stop here, you can see you've got your zip, you can swing it around and you can move your zip around. If you don't want to do that,
your zip pull. Oh, yes.
Simply finish, cut your thread, move it, and then go back and finish it off. Like, let's not make life difficult. No one's going to see that.
Yep. Let's not get in a stress about these things. It's just a bit of sewing at the end of the day.
It really is.
And I think we forget this sometimes.
Yeah, we do. We get stressed. Then we're going to shut that zip. If you want to put a little tack there so that you don't go flying off, then great. I'm going to, you can press these. In fact, let's do that very quickly. And again, being careful not to get your iron on that nylon zip. It's not a metal zip. It looks like a metal bit, but it's not. And just But steam would have been great there. Just saying,
I'll
Ryan.
have to look at this iron and why it is not
I
steaming.
feel like you've let me down.
Naughty thing.
So, I mean, it's hot. Trust me, it's really hot.
Really hot.
Yeah. And then I'm just going to stitch down again.
Yeah, some nice neat top stitching.
And that's just kind of hold that fabric out of the way.
For anyone who's ever caught their fabric of their coat in
Really
their
annoying.
zip teeth,
Really annoying.
this is why we do this. Because with the way the bag's constructed, you wouldn't think you're going to get fabric into where the zip is, and it shouldn't get in the way, but just in case. And because it looks so neat, we top stitch. And it's just a repeat, isn't it, on this other side?
Exactly that.
Of what you've done.
Now, I have boxed the bottom on this. You don't have to. You absolutely don't have to. It's just a personal preference, and that just allows the patch to stand up. It's what gives it that bit there.
Yeah, nice.
And I've just cut that. Just a tiny, tiny, small little square out. Again, all your measurements are in your thing. So again, right sides together with your fabric.
Nice.
Flip it. And if you do not have your 1/4 inch quilter's tape, you know, Jen, when I accidentally left all of my binding fabric for the very large 72-inch square quilt, and I had to drive up a little bit early from Cornwall to come here and finish it very, very quickly before a certain TV launch of said quilt.
Yes.
That wash away quilter's tape was my friend,
Yeah,
because when I bound it, I stitched everything from the front, flipped it, and then put the quilter's tape along the back,
nice.
knowing that I'd covered my front stitches,
Nice.
and then sewed in the ditch from the front to the back.
Yeah.
Really neat. Really neat.
When you're making something to go on display that's going to be seen from the front, nothing wrong with that at all, is there?
Nope.
It's quite a common thing that is done. Samples. I mean, our Jane doesn't do that. I think
No, she does it properly.
She'd break out in hives.
She would.
She
She'd
really
have
would.
had absolute conniptions.
She would.
Conniptions, I tell you. I'm just going to press that again. Isn't conniptions an underused word?
Really is. It really is.
And yet it's got its place. It says so much.
You can see those lovely instructions there, Natasha.
There
And
they are.
they are lovely instructions. We do for those who've not had one of our patterns before. And this is
Oh,
a
Pinwheels.
lovely make, isn't it? You know,
Yeah,
this is a
quick,
nice, lots
easy.
of different techniques in here, lots to be learned. Our instructions are, if I do say so myself, beautifully done and phenomenal value.
Well, they are, you know, and especially when we look at the amount of time and effort
Yes.
and sample fabric that goes into making all of these.
Well, and the graphic design and all of that stuff. Like, come on now. Beautiful.
I'm going to swap your
Beautiful,
feet over.
beautiful. The imagery is lovely. And,
I take the photos, don't I?
you do.
I do.
And
I
we,
do that thing. I
We
do
just
that
like to
thing.
make sure that you can see every step of the way.
Now, open your zip.
Yes. We can't say that enough.
No,
or shout
open
it
your
loud
zip.
enough.
If you want, actually, before you do that, if you want to just put a stitch across there.
Just to hold it.
Yeah, then, you know, do. Ooh, no, you can do that.
Or you could make your machine really cross,
Really
Natasha.
angry, yeah. And break your break your thingamajiggy. That's helpful, isn't it? Shall I get a new needle?
Really helpful.
Let's do that, shall we?
Yeah.
Occasionally that happens. That's really unlucky. Do you know what? I've never actually broken a needle in these zips.
Oh.
First time for everything, isn't there? But, you know, c'est la vie. I was due a new one anyway. Not going to lie.
Well, that's, you know.
Yeah, there it is. I do like when I can actually find the end of it. That always makes me very happy.
Natasha's using our lovely class needles as well.
I do, and that's the beauty of them. Now, you see, you might be worried because it snapped, but I am never worried that it snapped. What I am worried at is that I don't have a screwdrivery thing to open that. Oh, that's annoying. What have I done
I would
with
say
that?
the beauty of live television. This is, however, a pre-recorded show.
Yeah.
So, if I press the button now, and then we film the rest of it after you fix the machine, by the magic of television,
Oh, you don't need to.
young
Look,
Joshua.
I've done it.
Oh, I was going to say,
Oh,
young
no,
Joshua
you-
can probably fuse this together.
No, it's all right.
In
No
a
fusing needed.
magic-y
And
type
you know
fashion.
what? I know this is a pre-record, but we always do say that it's warts and all sewing.
Yes.
because
But had you not been able to find a screwdriver, I could have worked with the magic of
really boring,
witchery there.
You know, the other thing is I've been working with my tabletop industrial for so long that actually rethreading a needle that way round. Where is my sharps pot?
Probably Cornwall.
No, it's not, because I brought it with me because, you know, if there's one thing I don't like doing, it's leaving sharp things around the place. There we go, as we were. Anyway, it has actually sewn that together, so that's happy days.
Just made it really cross.
Just made it really cross. Yes. But do you know what? It is warts and all, because you need to know that's okay. Right, so you can now open that zip. As we were, viewer. As we were. And this was always something that confused me, Gemma. I don't know if this is anything that you've ever encountered. When you have a zip that's quite wide like that, which way do you push it?
Well, quite.
Into the lining is the answer.
Yes.
Okay. You might want to line up.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Especially with your lovely matchy colours
Just
there. You need to match your seams, don't you?
Yeah, as much as you can.
Yeah.
And then...
Lovely.
You are going to sew around. Leave a turning through gap. 1/4 inch seam. Beautiful. If you want. Like, if you want. If you don't want, don't.
Different seam. Yeah. Whatever you...
Do a little wider one if this is your first pouch.
Oh, it's coming together.
Sure is. Whee! Come a little bit far, Gem. I'm just going to sew off the end.
Because you can.
And start there. Yeah,
and that's boxing the thing, you're going to cut that corner off anyway. So
it doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Not one jot.
Right. So my zip is pushed towards the lining.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not again. Seriously.
You've never done this before and then you've done it twice in the same demo.
Twice, I know. I'm just going to move that. I'm going to hand crank. If there is just, okay, I'm just moving it. Just because I'm hand cranking, I'm kind of pleased it's done it because I'm hand cranking and I can feel that there's just a little bit, it doesn't really want to go through and it's gone through and it hasn't snapped it, but it just means I'm just needed to move it millimetres and now I'm off it and away I go. But isn't that just the way sometimes?
Such a useful demo though.
Just sometimes.
Because this happens and you know, that noise, it can
don't ignore
people.
It. Don't ignore it, but also don't be scared of it.
No.
That's my turning through gap, by the way, that I'm just leaving there.
I can just imagine viewers, especially our lovely
Margaret should be going turning through
gap and then
turning through gap.
It's futile. Pre-recorded. It's futile.
It's futile. Shouting at me is futile.
Absolutely.
Today.
No point shouting at her today.
I
mean, she'll probably be in the comments. She'll probably be in the comments.
Yeah.
You both will.
Rifling
chatting
around.
to you.
Here we go.
But yeah, telling her when she's gone wrong, pointless.
Not a pre-record.
Completely pointless.
Right. So I left all my little rulers, you know, Gemma, in that they're Cornwall. But I'm going to, and when I say cut a little bit off, I do mean just a tiddly tiny little bit. Yeah, a smidge. Now, I could wrangle my big easy all the way round, or I could simply snip one and then use that.
Oh, well, aren't you clever?
As my template to make sure that they
I'll be honest,
all...
every now and again you do something and I go, oh, that was a bit smart, wasn't it? And being one of your oldest friends of, you know,
many
quarter
years.
of a century or so, it is my place to not let you get too big for your boots, but every now and again, even I have to admit, that's quite smart.
And then you just pull the fabrics apart, thanks, Jen. put your seams in opposite ways, and then you've suddenly got a straight line.
So
I'm going to sew across it. Just going to sew across it, Jem. That's all I'm going to do. Sew, sew, muck, sew. I did say this was a nice quick make, didn't I? Mind you, last week when I said that,
Oh, you sewed the wrong pieces together.
Well, I basically did over half the project wrong
Yes.
and had to redo it. So it ended up being quite a long show. So this week...
Are you redeeming yourself?
I don't know,
hope so.
it's not finished yet.
No, it's not finished yet, although we're close.
We're close, we're getting close,
we're
everybody.
getting close.
We are getting close.
And there's a ta-da moment coming, just going to say.
Oh, I hope so.
We love a ta-da moment.
And this one, pin down, just pull it apart.
Again, boxing the bottom. That just sounded like the most complicated thing in the world to me. And I was like, oh no,
I remember
I'll
you
just
came to me with
stick
a
with flat
kit
things.
that you'd got for
Yes, pre-cut.
a
Door stopper,
for
I
a
think it
door
was,
stopper,
yeah.
and you're like, Tasha, don't understand what it's saying, because to describe how to do that and pull it apart and realign the seams and it sounds so complicated,
No
but
photos.
it is just that. No photos.
No photos.
And it was at that point that I was like, this is why, Gemma, we do photos, because how you know, to describe it.
I've been quite helpful along the way, saying, I don't understand X, Y, Z. And then we've made sure we write that into the instructions. And that's why I took over the job of proofreading and pattern testing as well.
Yeah. Oh,
Did
yeah.
some pattern testing.
And also, you know, now that you've made quite a lot of things,
Yes.
we sometimes get young Vicky
Yes.
to do stuff because,
Yes.
you know, she's starting out her sewing journey. She's doing blinking well.
Really well.
Do you know what? Actually, turning through is quite uncomfortable with a cut finger as well. Just saying.
Oh,
Can I have
you
some
throw it
sympathy,
my way
please?
and then I throw it back. Eh?
Can I have some sympathy, please?
Oh, I just starred.
Oh,
What
did
do you
you?
want?
That was it?
Yeah, there was an R.
Oh, okay, like a
And
plaster.
I said, do you want to throw it here and I'll do it and
No.
throw it back to you?
I've run
That's
out of dinosaur
actually-
plasters, so life is sad.
She will not put a normal plaster on everybody. I'd have to put one of those, you know, lovely blue catering ones on or something. But no, if it was a dinosaur one or perhaps a unicorn one, she'd consider it.
Fine.
But no, not a normal one. She's making this look more difficult than it is. It's cut fingerville. But ordinarily... Oh, look at that. That looks fabulous, Natasha.
Then you just sew up your turning through gap. There's
You
your box
do.
bottom.
There's your other corner.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Your ombre runs round. Sew up your little
Well done,
turning
you.
through gap. And then give it a mighty good press.
Zippity-roo.
Zippity-doo-dah. There it is. There's actually a product called that, isn't there?
Zippity-doo done. I
Is it-
think
oh,
she calls it.
Zippity-doo
It's a
done. June Taylor, isn't it? Yeah.
Zip. Yeah, we
Yeah,
had
yeah.
some. We had some.
There we go.
They're an
So
American
that,
jobby.
ladies and
Difficult to get
gents,
in. Look at
Ta-da!
that. Didn't she do well? Didn't she do well,
Oh,
everybody? Well
thanks,
done, you.
everybody. Well done,
Um,
you. So, and you know, actually, if you've got Christmas gifts or whatever, and you're wanting to make a couple, don't they look different?
What a lovely make.
Yeah.
Well done.
It's going to work with any of those fabrics that I've chosen behind.
And we do have all of our previous months available there. So if you have a different colourway in mind for this, go and have a look. 8 times fat quarter. They're all in today's collection. And, you know, get those.
You would get
help you
away
use your stash,
with
you know.
an 8.5 inch zip.
Amazing. But
If you
this would
wanted
help
to.
you to use your stash as well.
Yeah.
If you've got all the bundles,
Or maybe
a
you've
bit
got some of our
something.
scrap bags.
Brilliant.
Take a look at the scrap bags because they are loaded on the
Yep.
website as well.
I will make sure that those are in the collection also. Natasha.
So that is a quick one. Is that a
Stitchy-
record?
Yeah, Stitchy Witchy Jane's in tomorrow.
She is. Do you know what she's doing tomorrow?
I do, but let's not tell.
Oh no, I
Let's not
want to tell.
Do
I
you
really want to tell.
Okay.
Yeah, because every time Jane makes a cushion, it's absolutely stunning and it looks so professional. And we did a series called the Orphan Block series where you can put your orphan blocks that you've got left over. Maybe you've seen one, you've tried it for, you know, whatever it is that you're doing, or you just have a block left over and you want to put it into something. And whenever Jane does one of these, it always looks incredible. She's got a flange and then a sashing, and then it looks phenomenal. I said, Jane, you need to show everyone how to do this, because the way
professional
she does
finish.
her cushions
Yeah.
looks so professional. So tomorrow you can substitute the panel in the middle out for an orphan block.
Yep.
But if you don't want to, we have got the most exquisite Moda fabrics gorgeous florals,
Sure have.
which are going to be showcased. So maybe you're going to put a Kay floral or a Philip Jacobs floral in the middle and have that as your centerpiece, and then she's going to show you how to really frame it and set that cushion off, because actually a simple cushion is a lovely gift, but if you can make it look professional, so much the better. The only downside is that then everyone asks you to make their cushions for you, but you know, hey. So that is what we've got coming up for you tomorrow. Our beautiful Stitchy Witch teaching you the very basics of cushion making. So do join us then. Thank you for joining us today. It's lovely to have your company, and yeah, we will see you soon. Stay safe, take care, stay stitching.
Lots of love.
Bye-bye.
Bye.